5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
So there's this clip going viral online of a dozen women being asked the following question: do we need men? Most answered very quickly, no.
Because men are useless.
This headline from The Hill, it caught my eye. Most young men are single. Most young women are not.
Young men have fallen faster than any demographic in America over the last 40 years.
It's a different world now. Like, we don't need men the way that they used to.
Nobody needs men!
The future is female.
Men and women are drifting further apart, and society is crumbling because of it.
A fascinating debate has broken out about the value of marriage.
You've kind of got the trad con versus red pill thing.
This men's rights crowd that sometimes just goes too far the other way.
You need to stop acting like grown boys and infants and actually become men.
Marriage is a bond, and it's a sacred bond.
It's a machine designed to extract resources from you.
Now many of the red-pilled have taken the position that it's bad for men to get married.
Hannah Pearl Davis, or just Pearly things.
One of the most controversial faces in all of the internet.
She goes on to say that marriage is a terrible deal for men.
Because if me and you were in a business contract, you would never sign a contract where I am paid to leave.
Gee, what could go wrong there?
74% or something of divorces are initiated by women. Men have everything to lose, primarily their own children.
Men get killed by the courts and by divorce laws.
I had no idea that courts of family law were courts of equity, not courts of law.
Because in family court, you don't need evidence to accuse someone of abuse. You need no evidence. When you guys say get married young, a lot of these men don't know what they're signing up for, and you're not going to be there when their entire life falls apart. I interview them on the other side.
I didn't meet my son until he was 15 months old.
How much did you spend trying to get him back?
On legal fees alone was about $200,000.
Before you know it, you're homeless. You're literally just thrown out onto the street.
We absolutely reinforce bad behavior from women.
Wives are taught to leave their husbands, and then daughters grow up without their fathers.
Family is the foundation of the society.
Every problem in society comes from single mother homes.
A lot of women will just chase this negative rabbit hole of happiness, endless happiness.
Feminism's biggest failures is it lies to women. We tell women to date as many guys as possible. We tell them to put off family and a marriage.
You are allowed to leave your perfect husband. You are allowed to end a relationship with a really great boyfriend.
Oh, freeze your eggs, have an abortion. What? You're evil.
I don't think there's anything else in life that we actually ever go into preparing to fail. Right. Like if you have the mentality of this is going to go wrong and be pessimistic, naturally the outcome is going to be that it's going to fail anyway. Yeah. It's self-sabotage. And that's the thing, like women are so willing to leave marriages because they're not happy. This is not about happiness. The most important thing is the children. And the problem is we have a modern society where it's me, my feelings, leave when I feel like it, instead of doing what's best for the kids.
This myth that we live in an age of male privilege. Where's my male privilege?
They think, well, men have all the rights. They have all the power.
Privileged patriarchal system that we have.
Why doesn't our society care about men's rights?
I have no friends, no wife, and no social life.
Men are alone in this situation. Men are homeless. Men are thinking about eating guns.
I've seen so many men on the brink of suicide and they didn't do anything wrong.
How are you equal if the men are the ones that have to fight and die to defend the country? The men are the ones that build and maintain all the infrastructure.
Women are helplessly dependent upon men.
The so-called deaths of despair from suicide, overdose, or alcohol, 3 times higher among men than among women.
Culture is telling men, you are no good.
You got to get your act together.
I think men have failed themselves.
What kind of a man are you? What kind of a woman are you going to attract?
If men are in trouble, so are women.
Everybody knows this is a huge problem, but nobody wants to admit it.
Every single woman at the table said they wanted a man.
500K,
500K,
200K,
300K,
200K.
Am I crazy?
Everything is really set up against you to fail as a man.
If men make less than women, women don't want to marry them.
So you know who wants more economically and emotionally viable men? Women.
I don't want to be an independent woman anymore.
I don't want to be a strong, independent woman.
I'm over it.
When is it going to be my turn?
Where are we meeting the men that don't stop?
I can't keep having these same conversations.
The only simp here is you, Pearl. You simp for men.
I think you said for women.
She's a provocateur. She says stupid stuff, but Pearl is right about this.
It's already happening. It's just not out in the open yet.
Now it's just hookup culture is going to be our fairy tale ending because men don't want a wife and women can't find a husband. The future, if everybody follows your path, is there is no future.
We go into population decline, and our economy goes into decline.
Civilization will crumble.
The American story does not end well. This is an existential crisis failing young men.
welcome to another episode of Pearl Daily here on the Audacity Network. Thank you all for tuning in. I know that you, as men, can bring your time, attention, and resources anywhere, and for some reason, you guys grace me with your presence today. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we're gonna, you know what today is. It's STD Friday, where we do an informative show on the STDs that are in the market right now. But if you guys want, that intro video was a fundraiser for our documentary, What's in It for Men. We are raising money for it. So if you guys want, please donate. The link to the GoFundMe is in the description. And I also want to thank the people that donated yesterday. Every show, it seems like we get more and more donations, which is awesome. Thanks to Adam, Anonymous, Phil, and John for the 4 donations, including a $100 donation. We're at $35,209. So thank you guys so much. All right, so today we are talking about HPV. So welcome to another episode of Pearl Daily. Feminism has destroyed the traditional dating scene. In the past, women were respectable, at least on paper, at least there was no evidence, and would demand that men courted and married them before sex. Now the dating market is a free-for-all, with most of the men being left out and the top men getting sex from women for free. This has led to an increase in the transmission of STDs. Previously, we've covered HIV, herpes, chlamydia, and gonorrhea, and today we are covering HPV. HPV, or human papillomavirus, is the most common STD. Most sexually active people, around 80%, will get HPV at some time in their lives. 42 million people are infected with HPV in the United States at any given time, with 13 million new infections being recorded each year. HPV is so common that many people have it and don't have symptoms. Over 100 types of HPV exist, and some go away after 1 to 2 years, while some have more serious symptoms, including warts and risks of cancer. It is easy for men to spread HPV to women. It is easier for men to spread HPV to women than women to spread HPV to men. HPV is the most commonly transmitted through skin-to-skin contact during sexual activity. The first HPV vaccine was approved by the FDA in 2006 and is 90% effective in combating the major symptoms of the disease. While HPV can be acquired at any age, it is most commonly contracted during the teenage years or the early 20s, with the average being 21 years. 75% of sexually active people have caught HPV by 31, and 85% have caught HPV by age 40. The worst kinds of HPV to contract are 16 and 18, which HPV 16 is linked to cancer and is the most dangerous strain. It is responsible for 50% of cervical cancers and also causes throat, anal, and penile cancer. HPV 18 is the second most common strain that causes cervical cancer at 20% and is also associated with the most aggressive types of cancer. Oh my gosh.
Week and every day this week, I'm going to be discussing. It's STI Awareness Week, and every day this week, I'm going to be discussing a different STI. Today's topic is HPV, human papillomavirus, which in my opinion is the most misunderstood STI. HPV is by far the most common sexually transmitted infection, and almost everybody who has ever been sexually active in their life will be exposed to it at one point or another. Now, there are hundreds of different strands of HPV and about 40 different types that affect the genitals and throat and that we consider to be sexually transmitted in nature. Now, even plantar warts on the bottom of your feet that you can get during a hot yoga class can be HPV. So not every form of HPV is sexually transmitted. This video is going to discuss the 40 or so types that are. Those strands of HPV that can affect the genitals and the throat are stratified into high-risk strands and low-risk strands. Low-risk strands are more likely to cause things like genital warts or anal warts, which are not pleasant, but they're not necessarily harmful to your health. The high-risk strands of HPV are the ones that can lead to cancer, various types of cancers, cervical cancers, penile cancers, anal cancer, vulvar cancer, and various head and neck cancers, including esophageal cancer, tonsil, and tongue cancer. Now, here's the thing. Your immune system can clear HPV on its own, and in fact, the vast majority of HPV infections are cleared by the body on its own. Only sometimes will those HPV infections go on to cause cancer, and it's more likely in people who are immune compromised, such as those with uncontrolled HIV. So how is HPV transmitted? It's transmitted via skin-to-skin contact, so you don't even necessarily have to be partaking in penetrative sexual activity to contract it. It can be transmitted through all forms of sexual activity and also through fingers, hands, heavy petting, touching, that kind of thing. So what do we do with this information? You want to make sure that you're always on top of your HPV-related cancer screening. So for folks with a cervix, that is a cervical pap smear to screen for cervical cancer. And for anyone of any gender who is sexually active in the butt, you also want to be getting anal pap smears, which are less common, less known about, but super important. So talk to your provider about that if it applies to you. I also strongly recommend getting the HPV vaccine. It's called Gardasil, and it protects against the 9 strains of HPV that are the most likely to cause cancer. So you can still get HPV even if you've gotten the Gardasil vaccine, but you're less likely to get a strain that will go on to cause cancer. So even if you have previously been diagnosed with HPV, even if it's a high-risk strain in the past, still get that vaccine, as there's some evidence that it can actually also help clear existing HPV. HPV is tricky. It's often misunderstood. So if you have any questions about it, drop them in my comments.
All right. So HPV. It seems like, based on what I've read, if you're sexually active, most people have it. Now, most people don't, from what I understand, get cancer from it. That does not seem to be the majority. And I go in to get like a yearly pap, like every woman does. And I was curious, you know, the real guys that have the answers to how many women have STDs are the gynecologists. That's who I want to talk to off camera, not on camera, because they can't be honest when their customer base is the ones paying the. Do you know what I mean? The customer base are the ones that's throwing it back in these streets. Do you know what I mean? So they can't be super honest and be like, yeah, these women are whores and they all have STDs. But that would be the interesting question. I was thinking about this. So I asked, though, the last time I was there, what age women tend to get cancer if they get cancer from HPV. And he said it happens like 5 years later. Most of the time, it's in their 30s when, if women get cancer, that's when they get it. So Alex Cooper, who's on Call Her Daddy, apparently she got HPV when she was 23. And I'm like, you must have been throwing it back from the time you were like 15. If you already have cancer at HPV, or like the next stage of it anyways. So yeah, this is her talking about it.
I was sitting in my bedroom and I got a call from my women's health center. And my doctor told me that my results came back in from my recent yearly exam, and lo and behold, I had an STD. I had contracted HPV. And he proceeded to tell me that the strand that she had was one of the kinds that the vaccine does not protect you from. Like an idiot, I ignored the diagnosis, and I felt so paralyzed by the information that he gave me about his ex that I basically just accepted that I was going to have this for the rest of my life, and I was screwed and I fucked myself. And like every single pap smear for the next 4 years came back HPV positive.
So, and what I understand about pap smears is because there's so many strands, they don't test women for the actual, in general, they don't test women for the actual strands because usually it clears on its own. But so if she was testing positive, that means she had like it had taken the next step. I think anyways, it had taken the next step from being just like a positive test. Like the cells must have been different, I think.
Oh, I went in for this procedure. I still hadn't told my mom or any of my friends. And most importantly, I hadn't told Matt.
Yeah, so she was throwing it back with HPV and not telling anybody. This is why I keep telling you guys, I'm telling you, the people with this stuff, they lie. They lie. And I've done in-depth interviews with these people, and the way they see it is, look, I want to have a sex life. I want to have a dating life, and I don't get to have that if I'm honest. And the ones that are honest, it killed their dating life completely. So a lot of them just choose to lie. Is it curable? So I think you always, and I'm not a doctor, this is just what I've read. I've seen conflicting things online, but from what I understand, it clears within 2 years for most people when they're young. However, if you get 16 or 18, that's when you're screwed. Yeah.
At this point, Matt and I were starting to get serious and we were dating. And for the first time, it just sucked because I could really envision a future with a man. This is like not what I want to do and not what I want to bring up, but I knew I was going to have to be honest about it. So I scheduled my LEAP procedure, and that night I told Matt. We were having dinner at his house, and I remember like I was so nervous. I like went to the bathroom like 10 times, like looking myself in the mirror, like practicing like how, you know, when you're doing that though, when you're like, I need to like, I'm randomly bringing this thing up. Like, what's the good in? Like, what's a good time? Like when he's cleaning the dishes or like when we're on the couch again, like I didn't know. And so I was just embarrassed and I told him, Matt, I'm really embarrassed, but I need to be honest with you and I want to tell you something. And I told him everything. And he couldn't have been more loving and understanding and supportive. That's like note to self, you guys. Half the time we think that someone's going to like judge us. It's like, they're actually going to be like, okay, I'm here for you. Love you. And I'm like, oh, fuck. And he had actually told me that he had gone for like his yearly stuff and he didn't have anything. So I immediately felt better. I was like, oh my God, thank God I didn't spread this to you.
Yeah, they ended up getting married. This is what I mean. Men are going to adapt to the marketplace because men aren't in control. Like Doug MPA and I think have talked about this before. Men are not in control of relationships, in my opinion. They're not. If men were in control of relationships, they'd get the 22-year-old baddies. But men have to adapt to what's on the menu. And the menu is STD-ridden hotties, born-again virgins, and ex-OnlyFans models. And, you know, men are going to adapt to what's on the menu. I don't say this because I'm happy about it, right? I don't say this in a way that I'm like, yes, I'm so glad this is happening. Men will adapt to taking older women. And you can see this because more men still want relationships than women, even with the state of women, right? So, all right, here's the next one.
So many women.
Yeah, you guys are saying men control relationship opportunities. I disagree. That's just not what I see. Because most men, if they hook up with a 22-year-old, she doesn't want to stick around. The data shows this, right? So yeah, even after sex, the 22-year-old still has the leverage because she has like 20 dudes that are going to give her a relationship. The man, not so much. And I'm not saying this to be like I'm happy about it, but you know, the more I've interviewed men about their experiences, it just seems like the women, when they are quality, aren't signing up for relationships in general. And they come back when they're not quality. So older women, no thank you. Well, again, like, because if men were in control of marriage and relationships, the women wouldn't be 32 getting married. They'd be 22. But they're not. So, yeah, sorry. I'm sorry. I don't mean this to be like, I'm just being honest. Like, I think it almost leads men down, like it'll make them go crazy because they'll bang a 22-year-old and think, oh, maybe she'll stick around. Not like, you know, but a lot of women don't. Do you think this is the reason biology in men seeks younger women? I mean, it's just less baggage, better fertility, more moldable. So, yeah.
Get HPV. So many women get HPV, 80%, or 4 out of 5 women, if you need it spelled out, because I'm bad at math, so I did. I've had it twice, and because we get it so much, I honestly think that the way they should tell us is in a fun way, because getting HPV just means you're cool as fuck, because you're fucking. Instead of being like, hey, you have HPV, I think that they should call you and use like the NBC little sound, but for HPV. Like, HPV. Oh my God, I'm so turned down. Oh wait, I was supposed to say HPV.
That's gross. Yeah, and that's, you know, like if men were in control of marriage and relationships, then men would be the one leaving, right? But women are the ones leaving. Unfortunately, you know, it is what it is. All right.
Hurt me. And I think
men are in control of marriage. Well, again, if that were true, you guys would be getting the 22-year-old baddies, but you're not. Marriage starts when the women decide they're ready to get married and start entertaining the marriage offers. Sadly.
Hurt me. And I think.
Oh, wait, hold on.
A big part of that was shame.
I just want to talk a little bit about Alex Cooper and just her most recent podcast she did on Call Her Daddy about sort of this catfish experience that she had in Paris with a guy she met on Riot. I just want you to all know, as a gynecologist, I myself have had HPV. I'm going to just say that. Is that crazy to say that on this app? About 80% of women who are sexually active, men, women, both, whatever floats your boat, will contract HPV at some point in their sexual life. And there were even studies on nuns who supposedly never had sexual activity who are also testing positive. So I want to take the shame out of this. When you come to the gynecologist and see me, like, I feel empathy towards you, and I feel frustrated that a virus can cause cervix cancer. I don't feel any judgment, and no one should judge you for that. And just like no one would judge you for getting the chicken pox, it's a virus. There's literally nothing you can do. Live your life. Go to the doctor and get your smears and get your HPV testing, but do not feel shame. I'm sorry.
Okay. All right. Let's use next. Now we're having doctors saying don't feel shame. Okay.
Good morning. Let's talk HPV, everyone's favorite topic. Oh, I got HPV last October after an abnormal pap.
Okay, so HPV DNA high risk detected, pap smear positive. So HPV testing was done as a sample for cervical cells. These results were negative for the highest risk HPV. However, they did show the presence of high risk HPV cells. So I think that means it's like stage 2 of it. So like the cells are different. I want to Google what is the average age? What is the average age women get HPV? All right. Early 20s, many women are exposed to HPV. The median age of acquisition is 20.6 years old. Early 30s, around 75% of women will have acquired a casual HPV infection. Holy crap. Only a small percentage of women will acquire a casual HPV infection after 40. It's important to note that while HPV is common, most infections are cleared by the body's immune system within a couple of years. However, some HPV issues can persist or lead to cervical cancer. So if women get average age women, my search history has to be so weird. Women get cervical cancer. Let's see. Yeah, 35 and 44. It is rare in women under 20. All right, average age women get abnormal cells. I guess so on average it's 50. Oh gosh. Ugh. Okay, let me go back. Ugh. I hate Fridays. I don't like talking about this stuff. Ew.
And it was a high-grade, high lesion, and it had a strain, a non-aggressive strain, so it wasn't 16, 18, or 45. However, it was the strain that statistically leads to cervical cancer. So we wanted to act on this rather quickly, so I got a colposcopy scheduled. We did a biopsy, all incredibly painful. You can find lots of videos specifically for colposcopies and a biopsy, and you can do your own research on that. However, I just wanted to say there's different buckets of HPV. So if you have an abnormal pap smear, first of all, do not ever feel a type of way or shame or stigma. I am such a hypocrite because I definitely did feel that stigma for sure, and I felt like a whore. But 85-90% of people have this. Like, this is an incredibly common human virus. Please do yourself a favor and do not feel bad. You could not have predicted this. It's not like you wanted to contract this, so get that out of your system. However, if you do have it, here are some things that you can do. Obviously, I am not a healthcare provider, so please take my advice with a grain of salt, but I did get my HPV cleared in like 6 months. Every case is going to be different, but for example, again, I had a high-grade lesion and I needed to act quickly for sure.
What is a lesion? I don't like this. All right, HPV lesion. All right, are abnormal tissues caused by HPV. These can be warts, flat warts, or precancerous lesions. Thank you for the $10. I deserve money today. Today's the day I'm going to say, give me your money. I damn near could be a freaking gynecologist with the stuff I know now. All right. I want to see what it looks like, but I need you guys to put down the screen because I don't want this to get flagged by YouTube. HPV. So when you guys put it down, I'm gonna put
it's down.
Okay, thank you. All right. All right, so if you guys were curious what it looks like, it's like it looks like an open sore basically. I'm gonna do like a mild one because I think they put the worst ones on Google. It either looks like a wart or like a bunch of dots, a sore. Okay, pretty gross. A lot of warts. Ugh. Okay, let me go back to the Asian lady. Okay, we can put it back up.
So since this is a virus, the best things that you can do is get lots of sleep, 7 to 8 hours a night, and that will just improve your overall health in general. The second thing that you can do, which I didn't do a great job of, but is to manage your stress level. I know sometimes that's not really in the cards for us, but stress can also impact your HPV since it is, again, a virus. The third thing that I think was a really big game changer for myself is I took folic acid by the handful. I got my folic acid from Amazon. It was like $9, but I'm telling you, like normally you have to take 1 a day, but I took 2, take it with food. Another thing, this was advised by my own doctor, but I also took a lot of vitamin D. So vitamin D, folic acid, those are going to be your best bet. And finally, this is probably the most important thing that you can do for yourself, but get freaking vaccinated. If you're over the age of 15, you have to get 3 doses of Gardasil. Go to your gynecologist, or if you're a guy, especially if you're a guy because you're a carrier, please go to your primary care provider, go to CVS, go to any pharmacy. They will administer Gardasil 9 for you. So the vaccine is called Gardasil 9. Again, 2 doses if you're under the age of 15, 3 doses if you're over the age of 15. Just go to your doctor and get incredible for vulvar, anal, vaginal, cervical cancers. And you guys, this is a vaccine that cures cancer. Like, it could eradicate HPV. Feeling a type of way about getting HPV to really take control.
Okay. All right, let me see. What is a LEAP procedure? Oh no, I shouldn't have brought that up. My bad. Okay. What is a LEAP procedure? All right, a LEAP is a medical procedure that uses a thin wire heated by electricity to remove abnormal tissue from the cervix. It's used to diagnose and treat cervical dysplasia, a precancerous condition that can be used to remove early stage cervical cancer. Ugh, so they like burn it off? Ugh. Okay, wait, what percent, this is a good question. What percent of women will, wait, hold on, get precancerous, will have a LEAP procedure, actually. A LEAP procedure. 3 to 5% of women undergoing cervical screenings will have precancerous cells. 5% of pap smears will be abnormal, but most are not cancerous and precancerous. LEAP is usually performed after further investigation. If your pap is abnormal, your doctor may recommend further tests like a colonoscopy and possibly a biopsy. Factors like your age, medical history. Okay, wait. Let's see. By the time they are 45. Okay, the median age of women undergoing LEAP was 36.3. The cervical cancers peaks between the ages of 35 and 54. Yeah, that's what the gynecologist told me too. How common is it? Approximately 10% of women undergoing cervical screening will have an abnormal pap and or a positive HPV result, but less than 1% will have cancer, 3 to 5. So that's kind of crazy. So I just want to know, is that per year? Damn. Damn. Okay, well. Ugh. Okay. The next one we're going to go.
I wanted to share about my positive HPV experience, even though right now I'm HPV negative. So HPV often goes away on its own. And so when I was first diagnosed with HPV, it was recommended that I get a colposcopy, which I did, and then everything was still okay. They said just get another pap in a year, which I did, and that was last year. And my results last year were HPV positive and L-sil. So I got a colposcopy, and my results were SIN1, which is a low-grade lesion. And then I got another pap just a few months ago, and my results were HPV negative and ascus. It's okay if these don't mean anything to you. They didn't mean anything to me until my gynecologist threw me a graph.
Okay.
Because she said, I don't need a colposcopy because everything is moving in the direction of normal and away from cancer, which is great, which is our body, our immune system heals on its own often in so many cases. And so, yeah, now everything's good. I just have to do a pap in a year, and I'm so happy I didn't waste any time worrying.
Oh, we got another one.
HPV is not small potatoes. I would honestly rank it up there with HIV, herpes, and gonorrhea. It is the most common STD. Similar to herpes, it causes warts, but something else that it also gives you is cancer. And it's a wild card.
It's like HPV or herpes. What would you rather have? I think herpes is more of a death sentence on the dating market, but it doesn't seem as bad as HPV. I don't know.
Because you could get cervical cancer, vulva cancer, vag cancer, mouth or throat cancer. You don't know what you're going to get from it. The lady from Desperate Housewives who played Brie Vandekamp has cancer from HPV. This is just not something to play around with. You do not want to risk your life for this disease. The good news is there is a vaccine, and you should have taken it in 3 doses when you are either in middle school or high school. I took it in middle school. The bad news is the vaccine only protects you from 9 types of HPV. As you can see above, there are over...
Which ones? All right, let's see. What kinds of HPV does the vaccine protect you from? All right, let's see. All right. 6, 11. All right. 16, 18, 31, 33, 45, 52, and 58. All right, so it looks like the worst ones, I think, are 16, 18 on here. So I guess get the vaccine. All right.
200 types of HPV. Most people don't know that they have it because you can be asymptomatic for a very long time, like years. You might never experience warts, and then boom, cancer. Everyone just please be careful while you're out there. Get tested consistently. And women, please, 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 please get your annual pap smear. This is why they say as soon as you're sexually active as a woman, you need to be getting pap smears on a regular basis. And stay away from ran-through men if you value your life. Oh, and wear a condom. They have condoms now that you can barely feel. Like, there's no excuse. You need to be more intentional about having safe sex.
All right, what's next? All right, this one. Oh my
I took the STI for my pussy and deep throated it. I think I've had an HPV infection in my throat for the last year, and that's why I've been having throat issues, and we didn't figure it out. Meanwhile, we're chopping precancerous cells from the HPV infection in my pussy, and I was just thinking about it last night. I was like, well, my mouth is still available, and then I'm like, wait a...
Oh.
I looked up the symptoms. It's exactly why I got a thyroid ultrasound in September. And my doctor came back normal, and he was like, oh, it's probably nothing. Yeah, or HPV. What if that's why I've had a sore throat since January?
All right, this is disgusting. All right, guys, we're going to do a call-in show as we do on Fridays. Have you ever had HPV? Did you know anyone with HPV? What symptoms did you have? While you're at it, HPV or herpes, what are you picking? Gun to your head. Gun to your head. Did you ever confront the person who gave it to you? And have you ever given someone HPV? Call in. Doug MPA, hey.
This is quite the subject. And if I had to choose gun to my head, I'd choose HPV, man. The herp derp, I mean,
I think I'd pick it too, because it seems like it's like the herp, if you get that, you have to have all the symptoms now. If I get cancer, it says on average I'd get it at 50. I mean, women's second half of life sucks anyway. Take me out.
And can you imagine, you're a very active person, can you imagine if you want to go on a hike or you want to do something and you wake up with the herp derp in the morning and
just give me cancer.
What if you have to ride a bike or something,
Yeah, give me cancer. I'll take that.
Yeah, so HPV, I mean,
it seems like, okay, what are your odds? It's kind of crazy. I was trying to interpret the results that it said 3 to 5% of women get it, like abnormal paps. So does that mean 3 to 5% like of all women ever, or every year 3 to 5%? And I don't know. I wasn't sure.
Oh, well, HPV,
let me ask Grok.
I mean, I would assume, they say most women have gotten it, and I think that I guess most people have it. It's just like, do you have the kind that just goes away on its own? And I don't know, man. Like, they don't test guys for it, do they?
No, because I don't think you guys I don't think you guys can get tested for it.
Yeah.
What percent of women get cervical? Yeah, that's probably the better question. What percent of women get cervical cancer? Let's see. I'm asking Grok. 1 to 2% in some regions, but it's only 0.6% of women. Yeah, I'll give me the HPV. All right, what percent of women have an abnormal pap smear at some point in their lifetime? Let's see. Oh my God, that's so high. Guess what percent it is?
30%.
75% of women will have at least one abnormal pap smear in their lifetime, according to data from the Women's Healthcare in Amsterdam. However, estimates vary by region and study. For example, a 2004 study reported that 20% of women had experienced an abnormal pap. Okay, that is not helpful. That's the thing. With STDs, they're never going to be super honest. Do you know what I mean? Because, like, what's the incentive to be honest? Women are the customer base. Most abnormal results are not cancerous, often stemming from HPV infections, inflammation, or benign causes. Many may resolve without intervention. Yeah, if I had to pick.
And I think HPV is another one of those guys. The hotter the girl, the more likely you are to get the herp derp and HPV, dude. Come on.
Well, okay, I have a question. I want to think through this a little bit. So if you're really hot, wouldn't they have to be, like, I would argue that hotter women have lower body counts, but with more chads. So, like, because if you're hot, you don't have to, like, men will wait a long time for a hot chick. They're not waiting that long for a mid. You know what I mean? So to compete, mids are sluttier, I would say. And the PI we had on also agreed with that, because he's like, hot girls can get more resources without putting out. But I would say hot girls are going to bang the chads more. So
yeah, I would. Well, okay, so
I'm just thinking through this, but I want to think through it more. Okay, wait.
Okay.
So the mids,
how about this?
The mids are going to get passed more. So
yes, I would agree.
Because but by the chads. But the hot chicks, you're more likely to get an STD over time. Like the people that I interviewed that had herpes and gave it to a partner, they said most of the women that got it, it was like not from one hookup, because you're only shedding like 20% of the year. So do you know what I mean? If you hook up with a girl once, odds are she's not going to get it. But if you hook up with a girl for 2 years straight, I think the average that I spoke to was about a year of hooking up before they got it. Are you following? So by this logic, the hot girls may be more likely because they would be hooking up with the chad for a year, where the mid would be I don't know. I'm just trying to. Anyways, what are your thoughts when we're thinking through this?
So mids are sluttier because they use sex to try to get the achievement, to get the outcomes that hot women get. But then hot women are only sleeping with guys that have a lot of options.
Yeah, they're not going to.
So
that's true.
The guys that have a lot of options, odds are they have more diseases because they're sleeping with. So the hot women are sleeping with less men, but they're sleeping with the men that have more options and therefore are being exposed to more women.
And they're doing it for longer. Like the hot women, they're gonna, like, the mids will be passed after like 1 or 2 nights, where the hot women will be with the chat. Like they could hook up with a celebrity for a year, where like a mid would more likely just be like once in a blue moon. Does that make sense? I'm thinking.
Yeah, makes sense to me. And then, okay, how about this question, Pearly Pearl?
Okay.
Who's more likely to require a chad to use a condom? A hot girl or a mid?
I'd say a hot girl, because she can. Like I would say the hot girl, but I would say the mid, because the mid wants the genetics right away.
Ah, that's true. Yeah, because she wants to be. She's more willing to do something desperate, like get pregnant by the hot guy, by the chad or the powerful guy, to be able to stay in his life. And wait, okay, so
I don't know. I'm trying to. It could go either way. I'm trying to.
Yeah, I'm just gonna stick to my original thing. I think that
the beautifuls have more.
I think that because they only date guys that smash a bunch of women.
Cool.
I mean, mids aren't going to sleep with NBA players. Hot girls are. And I'm sorry, but a hot girl can sleep with one NFL player or one NBA player and then get every single STD under the sun all at one time.
Yeah. And the hot girl can go to multiple NBA players where the mid, do you know what I'm saying? Like the hot girl.
They might get a chance at one.
Yeah. Like take, let's say Brittany Renner, where I would say she was beautiful when she was young. Like look at all the men she had access to. And I would put her at an 8 when she was young. Would you agree or no?
Brittany Renner was a solid 8.
Yeah. When she was young.
What this comes back down to is she could have won. We've said this multiple times on this channel. There's nothing more infuriating, I would imagine, for a woman than seeing a woman that could have won but just fumble it. It's the same as when we have a guy, when we see a guy who was business savvy but never got to open a business, who could have been an athlete but got some girl pregnant and had to stay home and work at the mill or something like that. It's just the waste. For men, it's the waste of potential. And for women, it's the waste of beauty and opportunity. It's the worst.
Yeah.
Okay, so.
Is anyone on the line?
Make sure to like the video if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel. We are on our way to 3 million. I think we just hit 25,000, over 2 million. Make sure to go to pearlinvite.com. It's Pearl's invitation only learning community over there. You want to go to the Audacity chat and read one of the pro reads?
Oh, okay.
I think before we get into the calls.
Yeah.
See if there's any pro reads over there.
Hold on.
I'm gonna start.
Also, guys, when you guys come on the calls, make sure it's on topic. Please don't come on and tell me your life story if it has nothing to do with the top. I hate having to interrupt you guys when you're really passionate about something. It makes me feel like an asshole. So just please don't put me in that position where we just got to kick you. Pearl Reed, be careful with those searches. Nothing else can stop you. They might get you for bioterrorism. I know. Do you know what? I'll look at my search history for these shows sometimes, and I'm like, this does not look good. Older women are now spreading STDs like wildfire because they know they can't get pregnant. I have a good friend who is a scientist and expert in STDs. HPV is no joke, and young men need to be wary. Joe, will send him this chat. It'd be great if he could call in. We would love to talk to an expert. Because really the only guys with the answers of how slutty women are the ones doing pap smears. That is the only men that really know what's going on, and they have to have done it for a decade, in my opinion. The people at the clinics, because no study is going to be overly honest.
What do you think about a male gynecologist and a female gynecologist?
I think I've gone to both before. I just take whoever's free because they're at the same place. But I think when I talk to the guy, he's a lot more, these are the facts, this is what it is, where the woman is more like willing to I don't know, she's more willing to I don't know. I feel like when I was asking about birth controls and stuff, I felt like the woman was lying to me more. Because when I wanted to go off of it, she was like, "Are you sure? There's no side effects?" And I'm like, "I think there's side effects," and I just took me off. I don't know.
She was doing the. When you want to end your membership at a gym or somewhere, and they're like, "Do you really want to end your? Are you sure?"
I was sure. Look at all these girls have. We're sad to see you leave.
It's going to a female gynecologist, trying to, those unsubscribe buttons on your email. It's sending you junk mail, and you try to hit unsubscribe, and they say, "Are you really sure you want to unsubscribe to this email?" Oh man. Okay, let's bring up. I see a new name I haven't seen before. Papillon Master.
Sure, bring him up.
No, Papillon Master. Are you there? I'm probably butchering it. Papillon Master. Papillon Master. Going once, going twice. You're on mute. I'm putting you back in.
Hey, sorry.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, doing just fine. Can you guys hear me?
I can hear you. So what's going on? You got HPV or what?
Around 5 years ago, I had a girlfriend, loved her a lot. Something ended up happening. I guess she cheated on me. We broke up around 2020. And about a month afterwards, I suddenly got some little warts.
No way.
It wasn't. No, it was not. It was not nice. It started itching. I'm like, what's happening? I inspect myself, and I went a little bit crazy. I went to 3 doctors. They all went like, "Yep, you got HPV." And I'm like, "Oh yeah, that's great." Was this recent? And they're all like, "No, none of these are recent," because I'd been with like 2 or 3 girls at that point after the breakup. And I go, "So how recent is this?" And it's like, "Oh, you got this months ago. You just didn't know it." I'm like, Oh,
but the symptom, it was months, not years. That's interesting.
Yeah, no, it took like a solid month. Suddenly out of nowhere, I just started itching a lot. I'm like, oh, I'm fine now, thank God.
What strain? Do you know what strain it was?
No, because again, you can't test for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
All I could do was I had to do the walk of shame, call all the girls, be like, "Hey, this happened to me." Blah blah. I eventually confronted my ex about that, and that turned into a whole gaslighting experience. But yeah,
she said it wasn't her.
No, I'm almost sure it was her because I hadn't cheated on her. Nothing.
Yeah.
Like the doctor said, "Hey, you got this months ago." All 3 of them did. One of them kind of snickered at me when I told him I had like my reality was kind of breaking down. I'm like, what? And he kind of.
How did you Did you use protection with the other 2 girls or no?
I gotta be honest, I was a bit depressed after the breakup, and I just kind of went into a whirlwind of meat. I didn't really care.
Just dove right in.
Hey,
huh?
I'm not judging. I know most people don't. Like, I'm not naive. Okay, so how long did you have it till it went away? Did they give you medication? What was it like?
So my only. I went to like the free clinic essentially, and they were like, "Oh yeah, we're just gonna burn this off." I'm like, okay. They burned it off. It left me some very tiny scars, but I was overall fine. Like I was over it by like a month. I felt kind of nasty though. I will say it kind of gives you this. It kind of gets into your head like, wow, you're a nasty little 304 right now. Like, and that's about it. Like they just burned it off.
And where? Sorry, it's kind of awkward, but where is it? Like towards the top, the bottom? Like where did where do they come in?
It was where the condoms did not protect.
Oh, okay.
Exactly. So it doesn't matter if you're wearing a condom. Actually, right after that, I started doing research on like what's the best way to protect yourself, and I came across these boxer briefs that were made. It was a condom plus boxer brief combo, and the whole thing was latex. I'm like, am I really going to wear this for every single? But yeah, no, it was essentially at the base. Okay. That's where the condom doesn't protect, so that's where I got it. And I really should have noticed because she started acting kind of weird in the last 4 months that we were together. She was just being really nasty and mean, and probably should have, noticed that.
Yeah, women project a lot when they do horrible things in a relationship.
No, she was nasty. She said things that I kept on trying to mend the relationship. But looking back at it now, like there really is a point of no return where you're just if you notice something completely off, just get out because it's off. Like your instincts are telling you something. If it's off, it's off. Just get out. There's no saving it.
Yeah, I agree.
So, how old were you when you got it?
I was 27.
And how old was she?
26, around there. Yeah, no, I was gonna. Hey, no, the cool part about this is that if I was really truthful about it with my friends and like with people around me. I'm an open book when it comes to this sort of thing. Mm-hmm. And you'd be surprised the amount of people that will tell you like the STDs that they got from X thing once you tell them that you got something. So yeah, I found a lot.
That could be a strategy
about
on a date. If you want to figure out if someone has something, tell them that you do, just to see what they say.
No, I'm not even
And then be like,
no,
look, I don't. I have a clean test here. I have a clean test, but
it actually works though.
Yeah, but I just wanted to make sure.
Be like, oh yeah, I have, I have herpes. Oh, I do too. You have herpes?
No. For real though, if you're with someone that you suspect is loose, I suggest, telling the HPV thing. They will tell you everything. They'll give you the whole history. I caught a couple of them by doing that.
Really?
And I saved myself a couple more papillomons. That's what I call them. I don't want to be a papillomon master. I really don't.
So what were the STDs people told you about? And was it from people that you would expect to have one or no?
Most of them, I kind of expected it. Only maybe once that I ever like floored, like really? At least amongst my male friends, I can definitely say that. One of them was like, hey, so that time with that girl that I was going to marry? And I even bought the ring and everything. And then it turns out she cheated on me with like 3 guys from the army. Well, she gave me herpes. She gave me oral herpes. I'm like, oh my God. And that's been my secret between me and him ever since. Mm-hmm. In regards to the girls, pretty much all of them have told me in some way, shape or form that they also had HPV.
No way.
No, yeah. But we're talking like they were insane. They'll also tell you like their body counts and stuff. If you give them something juicy, they'll give you juicier stuff in return. This one time she told me, oh yeah, I've been with like 100+ guys, like that sort of thing. Like, and I don't feel pleasure from it anymore. I'm like, oh, okay. And she's like, so you have HPV? Oh, that's not a big deal. I've had HPV before. It's really not a big deal. And honestly, talking to her actually kind of made me feel better, but I did not hit that. I did not hit that. I ran away.
You got okay. Do you got anything else for him, Doug MPA?
Yeah, HPV is not the worst one to get. At least, you didn't get the herp derp or HIV, man. We already established at the beginning of the show, if I had to get one, it would be HPV.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Wait. Would you rather have oral, Doug MPA, oral herpes or HPV? What are you picking? Like the cold sore one.
That's tough. Wait. So, are we talking about like the wart HPV or oral herpes? So like HSV1 or warts on your junk?
What this guy got. What you picking?
Oh, that's a tough one, man. Holy crap!
No, man. Just take the HPV. I recommend it. I recommend it.
Yeah, that's
my
tough.
Has to do all sorts of things. Like if he has a flare up, he essentially has to go into his cave and not come out like that. I've had a regular sex life even after the HPV thing. I just kind of tell him like ahead of time, like, hey, I got this. It's pretty common. I got symptoms, but you may not if something happens. And that was only for like 2 years. After that, I'm pretty much, I've never had a flare up. I've been good I think I'm cured at least. Like maybe I'm crazy, but I think I'm cured.
It's easier to believe that, right?
It feels nicer that way.
Doug MPA, you got any other questions for him?
He's come to peace with it, so we should too.
He recommends it. I've never had someone recommend an STD.
Look. In the list, in the long games of stupid prizes that you can get from playing stupid games, this is the biggest slap on the wrist ever. Ever since then, I've taken more of a quality over quantity sort of deal in my sex life, and that's about it. I kind of, obviously, I don't know if they're taking it that way with me, but I tend to be more selective with the people I'm with. I tend to vet them a lot more, which I sincerely think most men don't do. So yeah, to me, it got me vetting them. That's enough for me. That's a good lesson.
So the ex that gave it to you, would you have expected that from her? Like, was she?
As in, like, did she look like? Because there are women that you I mean, if a woman looks enough like a whore, you pretty much assume that she has herpes or something like that. Was it a woman that looked like she had enough sex to have HPV and give you warts?
So as far as looks goes, they might consider her a mid, because she was on the chubbier side. I really liked how she looked, but I knew I was her simp for like 10 years, so I knew everything she went through. And I was surprised when she told me she was clean, and she showed me all of her exams and stuff. She honestly, me knowing her past, she was kind of a 304. But
what would you say her body count was?
Her body count? So she lied to me at one point. She didn't correct me. She said she was 15 when we started dating. And like 2 years into the relationship, she suddenly goes, haha, I lied to you. It was actually 20. I'm like, you're disgusting to me. And she's like, what? But I'm the same person. So, the whole trick, the whole, like, take her body count or whatever she tells you she has, multiply it by 2 and then add 3 or something like that. I'm assuming her body count would have been in the 30s.
Okay.
That's my personal, because again, she lied about it. And that was just funny to me because she's like, oh no, it doesn't matter. But then you lied to me about it. So what? So it does matter. Come on.
If you're going to lie, why would you pick 15 to 20? Do you know what, at 15, 20? I mean,
I guess where I live.
If you're going to lie, why would you
Did she go to college?
Like, if you're going to lie, why wouldn't you say like 7 or something?
Yes, she did. She was a nice, God-fearing Christian girl. Went to college, got one class from a lib-leaning professor, and the rest is history.
Hey.
She was somehow convinced that it was now okay to be a 304.
Well,
yeah, because if they've gone to major university, I mean, 30 plus at least, Dave.
And I'm not saying it's good for her to lie. I'm just saying if you're going to lie, like, why would you do 15 to 20? Like, why wouldn't you do 7? Like, you know what I mean?
So I was kind of dumb about it. I asked her, like, and I just went, like, how much do you have? Like, because it's something I used to do back when I was single. I would, like, kind of go, like, how much could you possibly have? Like, what, 10, 15? And she just went, like, yeah. I'm like, oh, okay, well, hey, that's fine. I just wanted them to be straight with me, because I was
never gonna happen, dude.
I was a 3 or 4 in training. I really wanted to be one because I'm a serial like dater. Like I'm with a girl for 3 years. Mm-hmm. So I've only been single in total in my whole life, like 2.5 years. So whenever I was single, I really wanted to, hit the ground running. So yeah, I would always vet them, but I guess I was vetting them incorrectly. I would put more stock into what they told me rather than what I saw them do. And that was a huge issue.
So
huge mistake.
What was the most common answer you got from women when you were single, when you asked them their body count?
Usually it was 15, 20 around this.
And what age?
So double that.
What age?
Yeah. Pretty much.
Age?
At the time, I was 23, 24.
Okay.
And I dated a lot. But here's the thing. I had a good luck Chuck situation with a whole lot of them where, for whatever reason, like I'd get ghosted after like a week or so of hitting it. And they would always inevitably, like right after me, like within 6 months, get pregnant. So follow your instincts. That's all I got to say in that regard. Just follow your instincts. If they seem like it, if there's anything in your psyche telling you, this person's a little bit too well traveled.
Oh my God.
Right,
thanks for calling in. This was great.
Yeah, call in anytime, man. That was awesome.
Hey, thank you. But yeah, that's all. That's all. Thank you so much.
Have a good one. We've been getting some really good calls lately, man. Thanks for being such great calls, everyone.
Yeah, that was great. All right. Who we got next?
We got our good friend, Glenn. What's up, man?
Hey.
What to do?
Glenn, today we're talking about HPV.
Oh, shit. Damn, I know a few bitches with that.
You got it?
I got the shot.
So we're asking the question, if you know anybody that had HPV or whatever, what was their experience having it? And like, did they spread it? Like what?
I'm sure they spread it.
Pearl, read the
We
super
got
chat
a
that just came in.
$100 super chat. Disturbing and educating show. Thank you, Pearl. Thank you. Okay, look, I think these topics are important. I really, really do. Unfortunately,
I want to go back to the cold store.
No one.
I want to go back to the cold store question. Cold store or HPV?
Hold on, Glenn. Unfortunately, nobody in the red pill. We don't really talk about STDs, so I just thought every Friday we're gonna do STD update. So thank you so much for donating, and I really appreciate it. Go ahead, Glenn.
So we're gonna have Gonorrhea Friday?
Oh, we did. That was last week. You missed it.
I'm good.
Gonorrhea, and chlamydia.
Oh, make it clap.
Yep. So, all right. So, do you know anybody that had it? And
yeah,
what
my
was
ex-wife got it.
Damn. So what happened, or what was the result?
Well, so she was in the Navy. So she went out to sea and she came back and she's like, oh my gosh, my pap smear came out normal. I'm like, well, bitch, I haven't been fucking you for like the last 9 months. So,
did she try to gaslight you and blame it on you at first?
Yeah,
or did she cop to it?
So no, she didn't cop to that shit. She didn't cop to any of it. And so I went and got tested, and there's really not a test for men, right? But I got at the time there wasn't the test for men. They give me the shot, the preventative shot, right? So you can't be spreading no nasty shit. So, and I never had a flare. Nothing.
And did she have to get surgery? Did she get cancer? What happened?
No, so she had cervical precancerous, like for cervical cancer. She had to do like a whole bunch of like scrapages on the pap smear. I don't know, like the whole cervix thing.
Did it go away or what?
I don't know. I ain't fucking her no more.
Oh,
she's an ex.
Oh, okay. I was just asking. Did you know anyone else that had it, and what happened? Like anyone else?
No. That was the only person that I know that had it.
Okay.
But it is the gift that keeps on giving. But think about it. If you had to have HPV for a dude, because you could be a carrier and never have any symptoms, right? Or a cold sore. Yo, I'm taking the HPV, like hands down. Like I don't want no bump on my lip, bro.
That's what I feel. I'll take the Even though like the cancer stuff, I'm like, well, it says the cancer most likely wouldn't come till I'm 50.
I mean, you're most likely going to get like skin cancer anyways. You're so fair.
I know. That's my thing. I'm like, by that point, it's like, And the second half of life isn't great for women anyway, so you can just take me. It's fine. It's fine.
like Doug MPA, like, okay, you black, so you got them lips, right? So you're telling me this HPV or cold sore? Tell me which one you're trying to avoid.
Okay, so I've been looking at pictures of like warts, right? And there are people that where this stuff looks like freaking corn on the cob, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
I mean, if it's like if it's one and done, like homeboy that called in, that's fine. But I've been looking too over here, and I'm seeing some crazy stuff. If you only get one and done, but I told you, I see some people. It looks like alligator scales on their stuff.
Yeah, no, yeah. But which one were you gonna go with? Like,
I mean, I would go with the HPV only because
you don't want no bump on your lip. That's why.
Yeah, that's true. Well, and then I guess you can keep getting them frozen off, but like, I don't know. You'd have to hope it was only one and done, man. What if it's like all over the place? I don't know, man. Neither. How about that? Neither.
No. You got to pick one. I'll
go for the HPV.
Exactly. Be like, bitch, you didn't get that from me because I got no symptoms.
Okay. Let's do another one. Would you rather have HPV or gonorrhea?
HPV.
Really? I'd pick gonorrhea. That's like done after one shot, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's true.
I mean, you're done.
Like, I don't want the itching and the burning and I don't know that either.
No, half of it. You should have been here last
But
show.
see, most guys don't even know that they're carriers of HPV because you could be non-symptomatic, so you may not even know you have it, and you have it.
I know, but you still get the chance of cancer. Gonorrhea, it's like, as long as you catch it early, you can just get the shot and it's gone.
That's true.
And then guys have more. Who has more of a chance of showing don't guys show more symptoms when they have the clap than women?
Do you know
guys?
Sorry, go ahead.
No, guys will have like I've never gotten it before. I don't know, but like I would imagine that you're more likely to know if you have chlamydia sooner than you would HPV, right?
I like
you wouldn't know. You wouldn't know unless like the girl that you're with, she ain't fucking around, right? And then she get it. And then you'd be like, oh shit, how does she get it? Well, she probably got it from you.
I just want to know how many guys were chilling and then the girl cheated on them and then gave them something and then they get gaslit. And to be like, oh, because women will never take accountability. I've seen videos of women where the guy gets a DNA test and the woman is still denying it. She's like, well, the test ain't right. You think that they're going to own up to getting an STD? Come on now.
Hell no.
Like, you see those videos, right? Where the guy comes up with a DNA test.
You are not the father.
Well, and
that test is wrong.
And the interesting thing too is that like guys, because I can't remember who said this. Someone said this to me in the last few days, where it's like you deserve it if you get it. And I'm like, half the guys that get these STDs are from their wives. Like,
yeah, I believe that 100%.
You can get married, do the right thing, and then still get herpes. Sorry, fellas.
Yep, I believe that 100%.
It's a cold world. I'd say half. The other half are irresponsible. That's how I would.
Like I say, if you're even in a relationship, still get tested about every 3 months.
Yeah, I'd agree. Especially if you're a girl, because gonorrhea and chlamydia, that can go. That can make you infertile in a few months. So it's not bad if you get it treated right away, you'll be fine. But like
unless you're like me and you want to be infertile, okay? Because I already got kids, I don't need no more kids. Okay.
Okay. Well. Yeah, ladies, if you don't want to have kids, I got good news. Connor all right, who wants to come on next?
All right, we'll keep going here.
Yeah, you can say.
And we'll let on.
I'm gonna go throw some axes. I have an axe tournament to be at right now.
Okay, have fun. Cool. Thanks for calling.
I was good talking to you, buddy. Have a good one. All right, we have Remedios, a new caller. Guys, make sure to like the video if you haven't already. Subscribe. We really appreciate that. All super chats go towards the divorce documentary, so keep sending in those super chats. We really appreciate it. We also have memberships on the channel. The first tier of membership is less than a cup of coffee each month. I think it might be less than a gallon of gas right now. Anyway, so become a member if you want to. We'd really appreciate that too. Remedios, are you there? Remedios going once. Remedios going twice. Okay, I'm going to put him in the waiting room because up next we have our good friend.
Dustin.
Is he in yet?
Who is it?
Dustin. What's up, May? Dustin? Dustin. I know he has a lot to say about this.
I bet he does.
Dustin, are you there? Dustin. Going once. Dustin going twice.
I'm here. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can now.
There you are.
What up, Dustin?
Good. Why is it so hard to do this? Hey, sorry. It's definitely my fault. But hey, Pearl, how are you?
Good. How are you? What's going on? You got HPV or nah?
Yo, what a question. I was thinking about this. What? Oh, okay. What do you want? Okay. Here. Sorry about that.
Is your daughter there while we're talking about it? Is your daughter there talking about it where we're talking about HPV?
Hey, it's only appropriate. She's got to learn. But she's in her car seat, so it won't get too crazy.
Okay.
So, like, the last time we talked, there was STD thing. And I took my daughter on vacation to the East Coast, and one of my in-laws is a practitioner, like a non.
You're breaking up,
Test
Dustin.
for HPV, but you can't really test for it.
You're going in and out, Dustin.
Yeah, Dustin, we got to drop you. I can't hear you.
Yeah, we'll try to bring you back in later, or drop out and come back in.
Yeah, try to go somewhere where there's maybe better signal, like on Wi-Fi or something. I can't hear you. Let's see.
We're going to try Remedios again. It's coming in a second. Still joining. While we're doing that, let me thank everyone in the Audacity chat. Well, let me see.
Everyone's saying, look at it. This is part of the game. It's like, I mean, it's if
Remedios, are you there? We can see you, but we can't hear you. Sorry, bro. I didn't mean to interrupt, but his camera's on. Remedios, are you there? You have to hit connect with your computer audio when you call in, because we can't hear you. Can't hear you. All right, I'm gonna drop you back down.
Guys, all right, test your audio when you come on. So you can test on the Zoom your audio and your video before you get up. Go ahead.
Let me thank everyone in the Audacity chat. Avni Man, Joel, Valencia is always in here. JS, good to see ya. Who else is in here? I said Joel already. Thank you for being part of the Audacity chat tonight. I really appreciate it. Next up, we have our good friend Sean. Sean, what's up, man?
Shoot, what's good? My audio works, Pearl.
Amazing. Welcome to STD Friday. You got HPV or what?
Nah, shoot, man, praise the God. I don't. Shout outs to that. Man, great show, great show. I think it's very informative. So shout outs to both of you guys out here on the front lines, making sure everything's good.
Do you know anyone that has it or no?
Yeah. So I do so for me, when I actually have a lot of partners, before I even get involved with them like that, I get tested. I ask them to get tested. And most of the time, you got to command everything. So it's up to you guys to arm yourself with information. You got to do everything because surprisingly, Pearl, people don't know nothing about getting tested. Are you surprised by that?
No.
I don't think
especially. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Pearl. Go ahead.
I don't think they want to know. It's not really sexy to be like, oh, my chance.
I was about to say that.
Yeah, my
That's
chance of
a thing too.
My chance of getting HPV from I think women like it's not fun to think about, your chance of getting an STD from a certain person or whatever. So it's just easier. Women just block it out. Because they want to do the fun thing. They want to do the fun thing, but they don't want to think about the consequences. So we just avoid. So do you want to tell people how to ask a woman for an STD test? Is that something you do before you guys have even hooked up?
Yeah, I do that before we even hooked up. And you got to be very, very gentle with your approach. Now, most of the time.
Let's go.
Yeah, we're.
So most of the time. Okay, go ahead. So most of the time we sit down. Okay, Pearl, we're going to have a talk.
What are we talking
Let's
about?
Go.
Yeah, let's. Okay, what are we talking about? This is going great.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing so good. I had the best day ever. How are you?
I'm doing super good. And, this is still going to be a fun conversation, but I want to have one of our serious conversations with you real quick.
Okay.
Are you available? Do you have the time? Are you in the space right now?
Yeah, I'm in the space. Is this after a first date? How long has it been? How long have we known each other?
No. This ain't our first date. This is probably on your third date or something like that when you built the rapport. Because, first date, you don't even know if it's working or it's popping like that, right?
Okay.
So this is probably when you think you're going to get some drift, when you're going to be rounding, what is it? Second or third base. This is where you really start to have the conversation, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And so, hey, you know, a lot of my relationship, I just like to keep the conversation open and we can have serious conversations. And I wanted to have a conversation about health. You know how important health and wealth is with me, right?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. And I'm worried about both of us. I think we're going pretty far with this relationship. And I want to make sure we're both armed with information. So one of the things I'm actually looking at, do you know anything or you're familiar with like STDs, STIs, getting checked or anything like that? Are you familiar with that stuff?
I don't know anything.
Okay. And I get it. And so this is where I'm here as a partner, right? To offer good information, to be very supportive in this relationship. And so for the next stage, I really want us to kind of take that step and get these things checked out. And I'll be here to support you. Plus, you know, we got ChatGPT. So if you got any questions, we can walk through this together and get this figured out. How does that sound to you?
That sounds great. So what now? What do you need?
Okay. So we're going to try to find some free time and whatever you think is best. If you want to go solo or if you want to, you know, want me to join you, it really doesn't matter. I mean, just think it over. You don't have to come up with a decision right now. We don't have to further this conversation. You can even sit on some of this information, but we'll both go get checked out. You know, I want to go out here and, you know, check out my health and see what's going on. We both go together and just figure this out. I think it's good for us to be armed with information. So after that, we can decide what we want to do or if there's anything that we need to do to make sure that we're both safe and healthy at the end of the day.
Are you calling me a whore?
Negative. I'm going to, you know, it's going to be both of us. We're going together. I'm calling you actually protective of your health and your body.
This is beautiful. This is great. So, okay. So what if she tries to like go home with you first date? Do you just tell her no?
No, I mean, like sometimes like, I tell you a lot of times, like there's been girls who came home with me and they want to take it to the next stage. And I'm just like, nah, not right now. So you can always just shun some coochie. Shoot, if you know anything about being a male, that makes them want you more.
Yeah,
like what?
True.
They rejected me? You know what I'm saying? Like I used to have a thing like even sometimes I would invite a girl over. I'd be like, hey, you can come over to my house, nothing like that. I'm not trying to make no moves. We're just going and just kicking it. And then they'll come. And then sometimes girls like switch up and be like, you know, that makes them feel comfortable, right? They're like, oh, okay, he's not really going to try to pressure me. It's not like that. We go back to the crib and then, you know, we talk, we have a good time and they're like, okay, I really want to do it though. And then even when they ask, I'm like, hey, look, I gave you my word. My word is my bond. So I get that you know, kind of change the energy and you really want to move this way. But I told you that I wasn't going to do that. And this is not what you came back to the house for. So I stand on my word. So we can revisit this another time, but not tonight.
And then you hit her with the get tested hoe.
Yeah. So get out, you dirty whore.
That's a little bit afterwards, but yes.
Hit the bricks, you dirty.
How many women have you asked to get tested? I'm curious, how many did you ask to get tested? Did any come back with a positive result?
Yeah.
And like what percent come back with something and what percent like ghost? What
Good
percent?
question.
Yeah, like if a guy does this to 10 women, what should he expect?
He should expect that most of them are going to come back with these trichos, these plasmas, like just the simple stuff. Because even if it's shorty, whether she's out here or not, or whether she's not taking care of herself properly down there, she's going to have some problems like that. Mm-hmm. So they could expect that. But for the gyno and chlamydia and HPV and they should really not even know what's going on with that. They should suspect they have number one. That's the kissing one, right? So they should suspect that they probably already have that. But number two, the odds are lower, but you definitely need to go get the right test in order to check for those. Because some of the clinics, a lot of them, they'll give you like starter kits, right? It's the most common stuff. So the most uncommon stuff, that's the one that really prevails amongst people. Because you know what I'm saying? Everybody's going to go get tested and say, oh, I got my test, but they're not really testing for the other things. And so those keep affecting people.
Okay, so it's like, what did you say the ones that most of them have? It's like, is it uroplasma, like that sort of thing?
Yeah, uroplasma. There's different ones, but they all end up with plasma, right? There's like two of them. So the plasma one and the tricho one. I forgot what it's called, trichomonian, something crazy
it's like trick, is that it?
Yeah, trick. Yep, they call it a trick for a short one. These are the ones that you could probably be like, all right, maybe I would say like 5 out of 10 might have.
Okay.
And so you should be like, okay, not surprised. And then, of course, it's up to the man. A lot of dudes just make a bunch of compromises. I ain't going to front that they do.
Okay, guys, I'm going to interrupt because we have a woman waiting in the chat who is getting everyone riled up. Maylin Burke, you are talking a lot. I see you on the chat here. Sean, stay on here and let's see what this Maylin girl has to say. Maylin, you are coming in right now. I hope you have that same energy in the chat on your call.
Yeah, could I just finish this conversation, Doug MPA?
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
That's okay. I wanted to get the rest of the stats. So half of them will have the plasma ones, and then what about the other half?
And the trick. And now less percentage will probably have gyno and chlamydia because, they go see their gyno. They might suggest that they might get these things done, but don't bet on that either because the doctors will be like, hey, it's no problem. And then girls really have a mentality like that girl, right? She made up a new song and said it should be cool. So they're in a whole different dimension with it. So you got to be very prepared for that.
Did any come back?
But one of the most...
Just go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was going to ask about herpes, if they came back with that, any of them.
Yeah, so this is the biggest thing, Pearl. Biggest thing. For herpes, guys, you guys have to get the blood test. It's the IgG and IgM, and you got to get both of them. And you got to get the ones that distinguish is it 1 or 2. That is not what you get when you usually get the test. So when you usually go and say, hey, I want to, herpes, they're like, oh, it's on the list. It's with the STIs. What they're talking about is the swab. They'll swab, they'll do a urine, they'll even do a blood. But it's not the same. So if the herpes is not active, right? Nobody gets it. It will go undetected. So you think, oh, I'm good. She clean. That's not what really it is. You have to go get the blood drawn, which is an individual test. And then that would let you know if she has it or not. And it's IgG and IgM, and those distinguish the time period. So even if you get like IgG, then it ends up she got it in the last 6 months. But if you get the IgM, she had it longer than 6 months, so it's undetected. So you have to really be proactive on that one. But for the rest of them, they're usually in the big packages.
Got it.
If that makes sense.
And what does that cost? What does that usually cost? Like, do you?
I don't know.
Okay.
Oh, well, it's different over here in Thailand, right?
Oh, yeah.
I'm getting it cheap, right?
Yeah, that's true.
But if you're back stateside, maybe when I was getting back stateside, it was a long time ago, 2019 or 2018. I think it cost me like $80.
Okay, that's not bad. Okay, so what % would you say are clean out of the 10?
I would say like 3 out of 10.
3 out of 10 will be clean. And
maybe we could say 4.
And what's your experience with, are the more attractive or the mids or the beautiful women? Who tends to be more clean?
The mid. Oh, no, the attractive ones. The mids don't.
Oh, really? So you would say the beautiful women are more clean?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because they're more selective. They cut men out for having hats backwards and things they don't like.
Yeah, okay.
So they could be very, very, very selective. The mids, they're kind of just like, hey, man, I'm going to get it how I live. Remember, they're getting hit by other mids and the upper guys. They're getting hit by a plethora of individuals.
Yeah. Okay. I think that's all my question for the 10. So
yeah.
3 will be clean. Mids are more likely to have STDs in your experience. Most are going to have...
In relationships, too. The ones in the relationships are big time.
Okay, yeah. And then herpes, in your experience, what % have herpes?
Well, the number's different depending on the country. Mm-hmm. But if you go, you could probably put around like 20 to 30%. And that's detected, though. You get me? So that's people who said, hey, I'm going to go get tested and then got just tested. And then the test center reported it. So you're not talking about the people who don't get those tests for IgG and IgM. You get me? So it could be more than that, but statistically, we have to keep to the numbers, right?
Mhm.
And so numbers reported statistically is 30.
Okay, cool. Do we want to bring the girl on now? Is she still in the waiting room?
Yeah, let me see. She dropped out, but then she came back. So let's see.
If she's gonna come on, then she'll come on. What's her name?
Maylin? Hold
Uh,
on. I'm bringing you in, Maylin. You better have that same energy. Maylin, are you there? Maylin? It says connecting to audio. What's with people and not connecting their audio before they come in here? There's a box with a red button.
Happy STD Friday. Only you can prevent STDs. Thanks, Daniel. $30 super chat. Yeah, pay me, guys. I don't like talking about this. I want money. Thank you. Hey, Maylin, welcome to the show.
Hi, how are you?
Connecting their audio before they come in here.
Make sure you
Your
turn
YouTube
off.
is
on in the background. You got to turn that off.
Oh,
only you can.
Hold on. Let me press pause on YouTube.
Yeah, pay me, guys. I don't like talking about this. I want money. Thank you. Hey, Maylin, welcome to the show.
Hey, you got to get, there you go.
Hey, how are you guys?
Hey, how's it going? What were you saying in the chat? I didn't really see it. Doug MPA was saying you had energy, so I don't know what energy I'm supposed to expect.
I can't even believe I'm on the show, honestly. I usually watch it when it's not live.
Okay, that's all right. So
I wonder if I'm like one of the only females that watches this show, I guess.
I'm sure you are. There's probably like 2 of you in the chat. So
that's crazy.
So did you have HPV or did you know someone with it? Or did you have another thought on the topic?
You're talking about... Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just in the chat asking the guys about advice for my son. I'm actually married and I have 3 kids. And I have a son and he's a little kid, but he already has girls that like him. And it really freaks me out because they come from like crazy families where like, I just recognize that their moms are nuts. And I'm like, man, I'm just praying that hopefully he finds a good one, but it seems like it's pretty hard. So,
well, before we get into that, because you said something about men spreading diseases, and then how do guys have this mindset but expect women to keep low body counts?
Oh, what I was asking is, I get that men have a natural prerogative to be with women, but you just see how evil women are and how gross women are. And it just makes you think, like, isn't it dangerous for men to do that? Is it better to be celibate or...
Yeah, I think
don't know.
The challenge is sex is a need for men. Like the part of their brain
that is true.
Yeah, so some guys are going to pick the celibate route. There is a good portion of men that do that, whether voluntary or involuntary. But at some point, men are just going to do what it takes to get their needs met. And right now it's like they're kind of looking at what's on the menu, and if the menu has whores, then that's all they can really order right now.
That's so sad and scary.
Yeah,
and also the way that most women treat men in marriage, you're honestly better off gambling with multiple women who will leave than a woman who henpecks you and freaking berates you and emasculates you in a marriage, and you give everything to her and she gives you nothing, and then she walks out the door with your kids 8 years after you get married.
So I'm actually a stay-at-home wife, and my husband, he's an entrepreneur, he's a multimillionaire, but when I met him, he didn't have as much, and we have a really great marriage, but it's because I am a submissive wife. But I'll be honest with you, it's extremely rare. Like, all of our friends, the moms stay home, we live in Buckhead, so it's kind of like an upper class community, and they're really, really terrible. Like, they're really bitchy to their husbands, and a lot of them are my friends. And these are women who support Trump, like they vote for Trump, right? They say they're conservative, and they're absolutely tyrants. It is so scary. I have one friend who she stays home, and the husband has a business, and she forced him to get her like 401ks and Roth IRAs, and it's like, why do you need that? You stay home. But she has to have her own nest egg. And it just shows me how their relationship works behind the scenes. And it's just humiliating for her husband. But it's kind of crazy how like men just accept that. You know, like I don't know any shares of my husband's business or anything.
And the sad part about it is you're in Atlanta.
Yeah.
So the fact that these women got married in Atlanta anyway, and the fact that they're black.
Well, they're not black. These women are white, actually.
Oh, okay,
Most of them.
okay.
Yeah, I'm mixed. I'm black and Korean, but my husband's white, and most of the wives are white. You know what? I think there was a time when black women were more difficult. And again, my mom is black, so I know for sure black women can be super difficult. But I see now that really it doesn't even matter the color. They're just all the same.
She's right. Yeah.
They're all really terrible.
Well, what I've known, black women put their aggression on the front end. White women show it on the back
Pearl.
end. Yeah.
Exactly,
white women,
Pearl. You're so right.
We're like,
and white women.
Yeah, go ahead.
Uh-oh, she dropped out.
She cut.
No, she was giving us game, bro.
Yeah. No, I was going to say, though, white women just do it on the back end. It's like the Hillary Crowders of the world. They look sweet.
Yeah,
exactly.
And if you see, I mean, you guys can see her profile. Click on, go to her, find her in the chat and click on go to her channel. And I mean, she's a pretty woman. I'm glad she won. She should be with a millionaire. If you see her channel picture, she's very attractive. Like, very attractive. So I'm glad she won. It's just sad that she's surrounded by a bunch of women that want and don't know any better.
No, I'm from an upper class community. The wives are not. I can think of one submissive wife where I'm from. I can think of one, and everyone would look at her like she was crazy, because like her husband would tell her no, and she would listen.
Yeah.
Like, and I could literally think of one, like, and I'm from an upper class area. Oh wow, she's beautiful.
Yeah, I told you. Yeah, I'm glad. You know what? I saw her chatting, and I totally got the wrong energy. So that was my fault. I'll have to admit when I'm wrong. But come back up whenever you want to, Mylin. Honestly, it was good having you on. We're gonna try Remedios again, and like she's half black and half Korean. I mean, but come on, she's black.
I don't know. I don't really.
She's in Buckhead, huh?
I agree with her. I don't think there's. I think different races have different strategies, but women are women. Like,
Facts.
Black women are just more like aggressive on the front end.
I'm not. I will always prescribe that freaking black women are the worst women on the planet. Sorry. I have a lot more experience than like a lot of people, and I'm telling you, man, like I will die on that hill. Not all, maybe 80% are the worst. No one has worse women to choose from than African American men. Nobody does. Absolute worst. Now, Pro's not saying that. I'll say it all day.
I don't know. White women do like psychological torture. like it's like long, slow, steady psychological torture. Black women, you at least know what you're getting up front. White women, it's like the bait and switch. I think we're the best ones at the bait and switch. Although I don't know a ton of Asian women, so Sean could probably speak to that. Who's better at the bait and switch, white women or Asian women?
White women. White women, and have your son turn into a daughter.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Remedios, I'm trying you one more time, man. Your audio is connecting. If you don't connect this time, I'm booting you out. Remedios.
Sorry, can you hear me?
There you are.
Yes.
Remedios, how's it going?
Sorry. My name is Remedios. It used to be my mother's laptop. My mother is Remedios, excuse me.
Cool.
Wait,
See, you can just use my name.
Go ahead. Okay.
Okay, so what's going on? You got HPV or what?
No, I haven't really been paying attention to the show. I just saw the title of your show, and I just wanted to share with you a really different take on STDs. If you wanted to hear my take,
go ahead.
Wait, on
STDs.
All right, so
go ahead.
My take is that STDs don't exist. The inventor of the PCR test, Gary Muller's prize winner, when HIV came out, he said he saw that people started using his test to test for HIV, and he said, "No, my test is not for testing HIV. What are you doing? This is wrong." He said, "Well, can you show me that HIV exists?" He went to a college or went to Anthony Fauci, and they said, "Yeah, everybody knows that." And he started researching, and he found out that there was no proof to prove that HIV exists. And he ended up writing a whole book, Gary Muller's, about how HIV doesn't exist. And so he's the Nobel Prize winner for chemistry and the inventor of the PCR test.
I can't understand a word he's saying.
Yeah, the
I'm sorry.
audio's kind of.
Sorry, man.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. Like it just you can't. I can't, man. My patience has run out. Okay, so let's let Jake in here. Guys, make sure to like the video if you haven't already. Subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you for everyone that's called in. Your calls make this calling show very, very, very enjoyable. Jake, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. You got HPV?
No, I don't.
You know someone that's got it or what?
Yeah, I mean, it's a story from like a million years ago, though.
Okay, that's fine. Go ahead.
All right. So in high school, I dated this girl a couple of times. And it was really weird because we were both from out of state and we were both from the same city. And we were sitting next to each other in 10th grade English class. And we found that out about each other. And then we went out a couple of times. Right. Well, she ended up breaking it off with me. And, we stayed in touch or whatever. Like we were kind of cool. I was hurt, but like I suffered in silence. And then high school ended and then MySpace blew up. And, we eventually crossed paths on MySpace. And I found out that she was living in our old state, in our old city again. And she was dating a guy, and the guy ended up giving her HPV when we were 18 or 19, like fresh out of high school.
Wow. Did she get cancer?
I don't think so. I remember she brought it up, though, that was something that she was concerned about. Like we were talking about it over MySpace back then. Okay. She ended up staying with the guy. She had a kid at age 20. Mm-hmm. And then like 7 years later, when I was 27, she messaged me and added me to Facebook at 4:00 in the morning on Christmas Eve.
Okay.
And I ended up accepting, and she sent me a message, and she was saying that, like, she always regretted that things ended between us. And I'm reading this and I'm like, but you're the one who ended it and never really even told me why. And then she started like talking like real dirty and like real sexual to me, and like telling me that like she needed sex, and asked me if I ever like go back to like our old like city because she was still living there. And I was like, wait a minute, this is kind of like out of the blue. What's going on here? Why are you messaging me like 10 years after high school's over? Mm-hmm. Like what's going on? And I was like, because we dated in high school and you broke it off with me after like 2 dates. And I was kind of hurt, but like I had to suffer in silence. So talk to me. What's going on? And she was like, well, I have a kid, but like my baby daddy's a bum. And He doesn't pay child support. And then I realized that on my Facebook profile, it said where I work. And,
so she was looking for a bailout guy.
I didn't know that at the time. At the time, I was kind of a Christian simp.
Okay.
That'll do it.
And I was pretty open-minded at the time to dating a single mother. I wasn't like looking to do it, but I did kind of allow the church into guilting me into it if the opportunity presented itself. So I was open-minded.
Okay.
But yeah, she, I still remembered the STD. I think I asked her about it, and I didn't know anything about HPV at the time, but that's what it was. Like, that's what her baby daddy gave her.
Wow.
And she told me that she was cured of it.
Okay, well, that's good. Yeah, most of it does clear within 2 years, according to what I read online. So that kind of checks out.
I didn't know that because nowadays I'm on some dating apps, and like once in a while I'll scroll past a profile where the woman will admit to having it. And then they'll also throw in, most people have it and don't even know it. And so like, you shouldn't discriminate against it. Like it's harmless.
I would say to discriminate, but but I according to what I read, most sexually active people do get it. So I guess that's technically right, according to what they say online.
I got tested last year and I came up clean. So, I mean, like, I haven't had a girlfriend in like over a decade, but I mean, I do date, and most of my lays have been like 5 dates or less. So, I mean, I don't know, like, you've been talking about this lately. And actually the reason why I got tested last year was because I did have a scare. Like shortly after a hookup, I got a pimple on my upper lip and I got all like freaked out and hypochondriac. And
I'm the same way. I know what you mean. Yeah. It's better to be safe than sorry.
Yeah, so I went and got tested, and I turned out to be okay. But you just told me, and I have heard this a lot, that most sexually active people have it.
Well, there's no test for men. That's the challenge.
There's no what for men? I'm sorry?
For HPV, there's no test for men.
I listened to that one caller that you had just a minute ago, and he talks about going to get the blood test. He said IgG and IgM. I've never heard of that.
That's for herpes. But yeah, go ahead.
I got a blood test and it came up clean. So now you're freaking me out again.
No, for HPV, but HPV, you'll be fine. HPV doesn't really, it doesn't affect men as much. Yeah, so it's just like if you have warts or something, then that's what you have.
Yeah.
But some strands don't have any symptoms.
Oh, some strands. Yeesh.
Well, that's like over 100 strands. So that's what they mean when they say, so like when they say everyone gets it, that's true, but there's only 2 strands that are particularly bad and lead to like, there's more than 2 strands that you can get cancer from, but there's 2 that cause like 80% of the cancers and that you don't want. So that's usually when they get it, they have one of those strands because they have a symptom. What are the most common strands of HPV that lead to abnormal pap smears?
Was it 16 and 18?
Yeah, so the ones you don't want are HPV 31, 33, 45, 52, and 58. The most common HPV strands that lead to abnormal PAPs are high-risk types, particularly HPV 18 and 16, which are responsible for 70% of cervical cancer cases and precancerous lesions. Other high-risk strains with abnormal pap smears include HPV 31, 33, 45, 52, and 58. Those strains can cause changes in cervical cells, leading to abnormalities like low-grade squamous lesions, basically, or high-grade squamous. Oh my God, I can't read this. intraepithelial lesions detected on pap smears. Low risk strains like 6 and 11 are less likely to cause abnormal pap smears, but they are more likely to be associated with genital warts and cervical dysplasia. Okay, so the guy that called in probably had HPV 6 or 11. Although there is a vaccine though, so you can get it, and that protects you from which of these are covered by the vaccine? 9 protects against the warts, so 6, 11, 16, 18, 31, 33, 45, 52, and 58. Which, if you get the vaccine, which strand is most likely to cause you cancer? That is not protected against. Let's just see what it says.
I don't care. I'm booking a doctor's appointment. I'm getting back. Man.
Among the high risk strands, not. Yeah, it says 90% of cancer cases are covered by the vaccine. HPV 35, so that's probably what got Alex Cooper. 35, 39, 59, or 58, but they're less common. So good, get vaxxed. There's new diseases every year, though, so you don't know what's to come. But for now, you know.
I'll take what I can get.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing you can do without any risk, but yeah.
I mean, to be fair, I mean, that's kind of how I feel about sex at times. Like, you know, I'll take what I can get, but like, I guess I'll apply that logic to the vaccine as well.
Okay. Sean, like there's no test you found for HPV for women, right? It's just the pap smears. Is that what they normally get for you? That you tell them to get?
Yeah. That's the one. But men are kind of screwed.
Yeah.
No love.
Yeah. All right. Thanks for calling in. Call in anytime, okay?
Thanks for having me.
Cool. And then up next we have Ed2991 coming in. Yeah, I hope Maylin calls in again. That was a good call. It says joining. Guys, make sure you show like on the video, subscribing to the channel, keep hitting that super chat button. We really appreciate that. Edge2991, are you there? You're on mute. Edge2991. He's probably listening to the YouTube, so he's like 14, 15 seconds behind.
No, I'm here.
Oh, there you go.
What's your name, Ed?
Edge.
Oh, Edge. Okay. Edge, you got HPV?
No, but a long time ago,
okay,
I was dating this mom, right? And I was a total dick, but whatever. She told me later on after she dumped me that she had HPV. So I got really worried. And during that time, I was really like broke. So I went to a sperm bank to get a free STD test. And I was hoping like, you know what, whatever. At least I'll find out if I have it or not, and they'll just reject me from donating sperm. And I found out that I'm totally clean, and then they ended up taking me, and then they donating sperm, and then they ended up testing me every 3 months to make sure that I was clean. And that's pretty much it. And I'm grateful that I don't have anything.
Did she end up getting cancer or no?
No, not that I know of, but she was trying to get pregnant again, and I feel really bad that she was not able to.
Oh, because of the HPV?
Possibly, but I just felt bad about that. I mean, I don't know, maybe I got lucky, but I'm not sure if you can still get it without protection.
Yeah, well, men are more likely to give it to women than women to men.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I had no idea that if you wanted a free STD test, all you had to do was go to a sperm bank.
Yeah, you can do that in New York. Like the worst they'll do is reject you.
Men will always find a way to get what they need to get done, won't we?
Yeah. And they test you every 3 months, and if you come up dirty, then you have to pay back all of the money that they paid you for each deposit, because you signed a contract.
That's a
wow.
I was like, is there? I was like, that's kind of nice. Is there an egg donation one? But I was like, I don't want to do all that. But I was like,
Do you like regularly donate sperm for money right now, or was that just back then?
No, just back then. I did 83 deposits in about 3 years.
What you said? How many?
83 deposits in 3 years.
And do they pay you, or is it free?
Oh, no. They pay you. They pay you.
Wow.
I mean, they have to pay you, yeah. They pay you at the end of every month.
And you haven't had any women with kids try to figure out who you are and try to come for you for child support or anything like that?
No, not that I know of. But you do have choices. You have like a choice where you can sign a contract where you don't get any people or any women or any kids trying to contact you after 20 years, and they pay you less. If you sign the other contract where they can contact you after 20 years, they pay you more.
Oh, cool. All right. Well, thanks for calling in. Now
Thank you.
you guys know if you donate sperm, you can get a free STD test.
STD test. Thanks, buddy. Have a good one.
That's funny. One in the chat if you're going to do that next time.
Yikes. I don't know if I could donate sperm, dude. You know, I don't have any children, but I don't know if I could handle like having kids out there.
What if you were
And
like 55? It's like you might as well at that point.
Wait, but why if you don't need the money?
Oh, then you could have a kid out there. You could like continue the blood. You know, all the trads are always like, continue my bloodline. I'm like, go to the sperm bank. There you go. Problem solved.
Yeah, but then, you know, what if your kid ends up in the hands of two lesbians or something like that?
Well, sometimes people take L's in life.
Yeah. Yeah. But that's everybody.
Cool. Well, thanks for calling in, everybody. I appreciate you guys being honest about this topic because I know it's kind of embarrassing. But maybe we'll have 2 or 3 more weeks of STD Fridays. So if you guys have ever had an STD, feel free to call in. My final thoughts are I would pick HPV over herpes, but I would pick gonorrhea or chlamydia over HPV. Sean, what are you picking?
Oh my God!
Gun to your head. These are the STDs we've covered so far. My reasoning is gonorrhea and chlamydia. If it's caught fast, it's a shot and you're done and it's gone forever. HPV and herpes can be for life. So I'll take that first. My second choice is HPV because, if I do get cancer from HPV, it's going to be at 50, where herpes, I'd have to spend the whole life with it. So herpes is even the cold sores, I don't want those either. I'm tired of everybody saying that everybody gets cold sores. I've never had a cold sore. So some of us did it and I don't want it. All right. I know you can't pick none. There's a gun to your head, chat. Stop being boring. All right, Sean, what are you picking?
Nah, I would agree with your line of logic. Same.
Yeah. Doug MPA.
I would take HPV. Well, I take chlamydia and stuff first because you can get rid of that. Pills or a shot. HPV, HIV's dead last, and then if it's either the herp derp or HIV, I mean, come on, the herp derp.
Oh yeah, I'll take.
Yeah, true. Add that on there too.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not fighting for my life. Damn.
People, oh yeah, I'm undetectable. Yeah, but you still have the high five, so get out of my face.
Not. It's one of those things, It might not be the end, not the high five, but the herpes. The people that have it say it's not the end of the world, but it's like if you don't have it, you don't want it. I don't even want the cold sores,
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. That's true. But if I got to face death and a common cold can take me out, negative. No. That one is dumb serious.
A common cold can take you. Oh, you mean HIV?
Yeah. Nah, I'm good.
Yeah.
And Doug, we already got low white blood counts as Blacks, so I'm good. Pass. I need all my white blood cells.
Did I ever tell you guys my one a conspiracy theory about? It's one of the only conspiracy theories I believe in, and it has to do with HIV.
It's like from monkeys or something.
No, so what part of the world is HIV the most prevalent? You guys know?
China or Africa?
It's South Africa.
Africa.
Girl, you stay out of this one.
Lesotho is a country in South Africa, and then I think Swaziland is too. Yeah. So,
surprise.
Yeah. So, So, HIV acts like no other virus. Other viruses don't act in a way to kill the host. Like, viruses want to survive, but HIV is the only virus that acts the way that it does, right? And it came from South Africa, and what was going on in South Africa up until the 90s, apartheid, right? I honestly believe that white South Africans engineered the high five and tried to give it to the black population to take them out. Because like 80% of cases of HIV in Swaziland, Lesotho, and South Africa are the black population, and the white population only has a small percentage of it. I don't know if it's true or not. I can't verify that at all. But I mean, come on now. It's predominantly in South Africa. It's the only virus that acts like that. Come on.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't really know, but I don't want it. You know what I mean? No, thank you. Ladies, if you go on a trip to South Africa, it's time to try celibacy. It's time to, you might want to be celibate on that trip.
Yeah.
I'm not risking that. So. Okay, well, thank you guys so much for contributing. You got any final thoughts on the topic?
Yeah. HPV, well, the guy that was on here, he said at the best, if you're making bad decisions out there and you got to get punished, HPV is not the worst punishment. But you still want to, I think we're coming to a consensus on here that women that look like they would have herpes probably have herpes, and women that look like they have HPV probably have it. So be careful, guys.
Sean, you got any final thoughts on the topic?
Yeah, I would add on that too, Doug. Women who don't look like they have it probably have it. So protect yourself at all times.
And use Sean's technique of convincing a woman to get a test before you dive in.
Yeah, that's
we
great.
are getting a test. Even if you got your test already, gentlemen, don't be like, oh, I got my test. You got to go get yours. Go and say, hey, it's us. We're doing it together, Pearl. Let's go.
Yeah, that's great. That's a great. Ladies, you too. You know what I mean? You don't want to catch anything in these streets either.
Okay, so fast. Who do you think are men or women more likely to want to be ignorant of their STD status?
Women.
Women, for sure.
Okay.
For sure. I never even heard a guy make up hey, it should be cool, and we should have an acronym that says, nah, 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 you have HPV. Like, only women would come up with something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, guys. Let me know in the comments if you have had an experience with HPV. Put it in the comment section. We'll pin the best ones or the most interesting ones. Make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel.